sir. I've got this. Officer, you need help? What are you doing? Get off! No! Get off of me! Jesus Christ.
Guys, what is up? This is Supernova. I'm very excited because today the generous people over at Capcom dropped a demo for the Resident Evil 2 remake on us, and this is going to be my impressions of the Resident Evil 2 remake one-shot demo. Why is it called a one-shot demo? Well, because once you start, a 30-minute timer begins, and once the 30 minutes is up, that's it. You cannot replay the demo. You literally only have one shot. The Resident Evil franchise is one of my all-time favorites, so this is very exciting for me. Some of my greatest childhood memories are of playing the original Resident Evil games. One memory that vividly comes to mind is of my little cousin literally peeing his pants watching me play the first Resident Evil. I mean, he was probably like 5 or 6, but still, that's a memory that I will keep with me forever. So, 3 years ago, Capcom gave us an HD remaster of the original Resident Evil, and after playing that, I thought, wow, this is amazing. I can't wait to see if they do the same thing with Resident Evil 2. And what they've given us here is actually better than an HD remaster. They've completely made a brand new game. So even though it's got the same characters and locales and story beats, it is a completely different game. The layouts of the buildings are different, the puzzles are different, so it's a brand new game with a very nostalgic feel, which is very, very exciting. So before actually getting to my impressions of the demo, I want to kind of go over some information regarding the original Resident Evil 2 and kind of compare that game with the game that we're getting now. And then I'll get into my impressions. So with that, let's get into the video.
Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2 is a survival horror game that released back in 1998. The term survival horror is commonplace nowadays, but it was actually first used for the original Resident Evil that released 2 years earlier. You play as either Leon S. Kennedy or Claire Redfield 4 months after the events of the original game as you're attempting to escape Raccoon City. So there are 2 huge differences between the original and the remake. The first is fixed camera angles. Since controllers back in the day didn't have analog sticks to let you control the camera, Capcom opted for fixed cameras that would change and shift as you moved from area to area within the game. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here in this clip. Now, in a way, it kind of made the game scarier because sometimes you would hear zombies moaning and hearing noises, and you had no idea where they were coming from because they were completely out of view of the camera. Now, the remake does ditch the fixed camera controls for modern third-person over-the-shoulder controls where the right analog stick controls the camera, but if you think that means the remake is less scary, just keep watching. The second biggest change also has to do with the lack of analog sticks. Since controllers didn't have them, the original game has what's called tank controls. What this meant is the character couldn't spin and walk at the same time. So you kind of could run and turn, but if you were walking, you had to spin till you were facing the direction you wanted to go, and then press up or down. This also meant that when you were shooting, you were stuck in place. Now, going back and playing the originals after being so used to modern third-person controllers, it is almost unplayable because of how stiff the controls are. I don't know if our brains were wired differently when we were younger, but I know me personally, I can't play with tank controls. So for me, luckily, the remake has ditched the tank controls for the modern third-person control scheme. But just as before, it doesn't necessarily mean that the remake is easier or less scary than the original. Now, to show you what I was talking about regarding the remake being the same locales but completely different layouts, let's take a look at the lobby of Raccoon City Police Department in the original game versus the remake, which is actually where the demo begins, and I think a pretty good segue into my impressions of the demo. Now, I know it's kind of difficult to get a good look at the lobby in that last clip, and I apologize for that. Unfortunately, there aren't really any clips of people kind of sightseeing through the lobby in the old game. They're just kind of cruising through playing the game, so, I mean, clearly it is a different design lobby than the original. And I can tell you right off the bat, there are stairs on either side of the back of the room, not present in the original. There's also puzzle mechanics in this lobby that are not present in the original. And that kind of motto goes throughout the game. Now, something to kind of cover real quick. This game is meant to be a challenging game. It is not meant to be super easy. At the same time, it's not meant to be cripplingly difficult. So it actually has an adaptive difficulty. So if you are playing like a beast and murdering everything, the game is going to be a little harder on you. Enemies are going to be harder to kill. At the same time, if you're just getting your ass handed to you, it is going to ease up on you a little bit. That way, it should keep a moderate type of challenge going through the entire game. The map in this game, on top of showing you points of interest, will also show you any items that you have dropped, which is super helpful because in the old games, if you drop something in a room way back on the other side of wherever, if you don't remember where it was, there's no way of you knowing where it is unless you actually go and happen to find it again. So it's actually quite helpful. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Time out. Look, pause the video. Pause the video. Okay, there's something very important we need to discuss before we move further. Now, Resident Evil has always been known for its mood and atmosphere. This is incredibly important. At the beginning of this game, it gives you the option of choosing whether you want to use your TV speakers, headphones, or a sound system as your audio output. Now, I don't know about you, but the way I do this is I'm playing on a 70-inch 4K TV, lights out, on a substantial surround sound system. Even if you don't have a big TV or a surround sound system, I ask you, nay, I implore you, use headphones and select headphones as the option. Because if you play just out of regular TV speakers, you are literally robbing yourself of 50% of what makes these games so awesome, which is that mood and atmosphere. That's just something to keep in mind as we're going further in these clips, because if you're watching this video on a cell phone, you're just hearing sounds come out of your phone. It's not the same as when you're listening in surround sound or with headphones on in virtual surround sound. So now that we've covered that, let's move on. So one of the biggest changes between the original and the remake that has a massive effect on the outcome of the game is real-time lighting. This technology that wasn't available at the time the original was made. I mean, yeah, the original had tank controls and had fixed cameras, but with real-time lighting, that means they can make creepy-ass dark hallways like this that just weren't possible in the original games. In the original games, everything was lit up. I mean, they were still creepy, but everything was lit up. In this game, you can't see anything. And it creates a mood and atmosphere that the original games just never could even dream of reaching. And what was going through my head as I was backing up down this hallway?
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
Alright, just messing around. I did skip ahead in the video though, just so that this video isn't super long. There really wasn't much to see, especially my playstyle is I like to search every nook and cranny for everything, so It would have been a lot of really boring video of me not doing a whole lot. But here's where some kind of action stuff happens.
Please!
Give me your hand.
Help me!
I got you.
And something I noticed immediately during the scene is that the character, the facial animations, and the character models in general are way better than they were in Resident Evil 7. I don't know if they mocap the face or not, but it is much, much better. I'll pause here in a second and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, for those of you who didn't play Resident Evil 7, this was your girlfriend Mia, and I mean, right off the bat, you can tell her skin looks like it's made of plastic, and her lip syncing, like whatever is coming out of her mouth,
No, I
the
wouldn't.
mouth isn't making those shapes. I mean, it's just kind of
Did anyone see you? Did he see
not
you?
even close, and it's kind of weird to consider the fact this game is not that
Daddy's
old.
coming. We need to
But,
go.
Daddy?
But
We
yeah,
need to
looking
go
at that
now.
compared to what we got now, big difference. Alright, and back to this poor, dismembered bastard. Something to keep in mind with this game, the game intentionally does not give you enough ammo to kill every zombie in the game. Also, one headshot kills, very rare. Most zombies are going to take 2-3 shots in the head to go down. It's actually recommended that you kneecap the zombies instead. So instead of wasting multiple shots attempting to kill the zombie, one shot, take the knee out, and now you've reduced them to crawlers, basically. But something you're going to have to keep in mind, because you are going to be backtracking through this building and other areas in the game, and you're going to want to remember, did you leave 3 or 4 zombies crawling around this area so you don't get grabbed by one, not remembering that it was there. And then here's the first zombie that I encountered in this demo. I wasn't expecting to bust through the door, but he did. And then please forgive my crappy aiming. I wasn't used to the sensitivity of the aiming yet, that being the first zombie that I encountered. And look, it's like 3-4 shots for him to go down in the head. And I've seen clips of people that put 3-4 shots in a zombie's head, zombie goes down, then the zombie's dead, walk past the zombie, get grabbed by the zombie, so you never know. And I just went back to double check, make sure that no one's going to sneak up behind me through that metal fence. Another gameplay mechanic is going to be windows. Zombies can break through the windows. And there are boards you can use to board the windows up, but it's only a band-aid fix. It is not permanent. They can eventually break through the boards. And you need to be very strategic with the boards, because you're going to have more than one open window in certain areas, and you have to decide which window do you put the boards on and when do you do it. So just something to keep in mind. And then I very foolishly decided I'm just going to run back to the area, thinking that, there's nobody here. Wrong. These guys. So snappy. Again, that real-time lighting really does enhance the mood and atmosphere of the game in a way that just, it's awesome.
God damn it!
Another thing that I want to talk about is voice acting. We're so used nowadays to having really good voice acting in games, but I'll show you in a second the voice actor from the original of actually this is the same exact character, as a matter of fact, from the original, and it's bad. It's really bad. I mean, I love it because it's classic, but
There's another rough strike.
oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Facial animations again, like I was saying, way better than anything we had in Resident Evil 7.
You did what you could, Leon.
Okay, And last time I cut this clip short right before he walked in this door because I wanted to save it for this part of the video. Now this is the same character that we just saw.
Oh, man. Who are you?
It's so bad.
Oh,
even the
you
voice
must
acting
be
for
the new
Leon
guy.
is just bad.
Leon.
I guess
Sorry,
supposedly
but
when they did the
it looks like
voice
your
acting for
party
the original games,
has been cancelled. What
they were just told
happened?
what lines to read, and because the
About 2
creators
months
of the
ago,
game spoke only Japanese,
there was
they
this
couldn't tell
incident
whether or not they were
involving
acting
zombies
well. So they
in
just
a
kind of read the
mansion
lines, and that was
located in
that.
the
So
outskirts of this city.
this was the
Chris
wonderful voice acting of
and the other
Resident
STARS
Evil
members
2.
discovered that Umbrella was
I'll go ahead
behind
and cut
everything.
this short so I can spare you from having
They
to
risked
hear
their
the rest of
lives
this
to
clip. 'Cause
reveal the
I think it's
truth.
like another 30 seconds
But no
or
one
so. So
believed them.
we'll just stop it here.
Not long after
Does
that,
anyone know what started this?
Freaking night and day the voice acting,
honestly,
right?
all you need to know is that this place will eat you alive if you aren't careful.
And believe it or not, the voice
well,
acting
supposed
is
to start
really
last week,
important
and I gotta
in
probably
games.
stay
It
away.
helps,
I wish I'd come here
sell
sooner.
the overall mood.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
things
that's
like
all that
better
matters.
graphics, better audio design, better voice acting.
Hey, Lieutenant.
It helps immerse you
Ready.
in the world you're playing in. So
Be able to find a way out of this station.
overall, it makes this game more scary because you're more immersed in
This
it.
secret passageway might do the trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first. I'd come with you, but I'd just slow you down. Now, you'll need this.
I can't take him.
Stop.
And I'm going to cut the video short
Honestly,
a little bit after this because I don't want to show you
those things,
too much more
or not.
of what's going on, because I just want to give you overall impressions of the demo. I don't want you to see everything that happened in the demo.
You run. Got it?
I think we'll stop it right about here,
Yes, sir.
and then I'll go overall impressions of everything. All right, so overall impressions of the demo, really good, really good actually. I couldn't have imagined them making something like this prior to them saying they were doing something like this. Like I said, after playing the remastered, HD remaster of the first one, I was hoping they would just do an HD remaster of the second one. And like I said, what we're getting here is so much better than just an HD remaster. Again, full disclosure, like when they first showed the early trailer for the game, they really didn't show a lot. I was already like, shut up and take my money. So, I mean, I am a little biased here, but I mean, I think I'd say, realistically, that bias aside, this is a really good game from what I was able to play. And, I played the HD remaster of the first one, and it was fun. But, the creepiness wasn't there anymore as much as it was when I was a kid playing it. But I can legitimately say that playing this demo, it creeped me out. There are creepy moments in it, and I can only imagine what else the game has in store. I mean, the character acting is on point. The animations are on point. The graphics are really good. The sound design is excellent. Overall, it's a really good. It's a really good demo and gives me a really good impression of what the game has in store. So for me, January 25th can't come soon enough. Thanks for checking out my video. Feel free to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next Supernova.